Hi, I'm Maow Bear from FishingKaki.com, and today I'm going to be talking about jigging. Jigging is the process of working a metal slug by dropping it so that it flutters and picking it up so that it darts. And today I'm going to show you how to impart the correct action on the jig so that you catch your fish. In this case, I'm using a 300-gram jig because I wanted to hit the bottom real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it over the side and just drop it. Because the wind is behind me right now, the boat is actually moving this way. I dropped it on the other side and I'm just going to turn around so that I gain maybe about 5 to 10 meters of jig space, as I call it, so that I can work that jig. Once it stopped going out, you can take a look at the reel and you will know when it stopped, and then you can jig. And then it's just this quick flicks up. You just do a few flicks, and we do about 15 to 30 of these. It mimics a dying bait fish or a fish that just wants to go to the surface, and it drops and it flutters. So that really provokes that fish to do the bite. But always remember to release it. You don't have to bring it all the way to the top. You release the line, you let it drop to the bottom, your line's going to stop moving, and you're just going to do it again. So you just wash, rinse, repeat. So right now what's happening is I got a fish on. So I'm using a 300-gram jig. The jig actually goes down faster because the wind is really blowing. It's not a very big fish, but because you're jigging at depth, it becomes harder. Oh, the wind is really gusting. So that's a good example of a fish that's caught on a deep water jig. So when you're jigging, you need to be able to make a quick choice. Like if the wind is gusting and the boat is actually drifting really fast with the wind, you got to switch up to a heavier jig. When you're jigging, you need to know your depth. And sometimes you need to know how far the jig is actually drifted away from you in relation to the boat. We use jigging line. So when you release jig, it goes down and it changes color. So you can see it's going from blue, and then it goes to red, purple, and then it goes to green. Okay, so it stops at blue. So you know that that's the first drop. Oh, that was a miss. Nope, 2 misses. So you bring it up, you're gonna drop it down again. You know your last color was blue and it's eating to red already. So you know the jig is actually moved a little bit further, but you have touched the ground because it's gone past blue. So that's how you're able to know what depth you are in terms of the jig. And now it's stopping at purple, so it's gone past blue, it's gone past red, and now it's eating to purple. So that's 20 meters out from our initial drop. So you know that your angle of attack is actually quite a lot, and you're not really imparting the right action to the jig. The jig's actually coming up like that, where actually you want it to dart straight up. So I know that I've got to restart this. I'm going to restart the whole jigging process, and this is the most painful part of jigging. If you don't maintain pressure on the fish, the jig will actually work itself free because of the weight. And sometimes it's easier to fight a bigger fish than it is a smaller fish, just because the bigger fish would actually maintain pressure, whereas the smaller fish, they don't maintain the pressure that you would like. This is one of my least liked fish. It's a red bass. Come from the bottom, worked up really quickly. That's a great example of a red bass taken on a, what do you call, a 300-gram jig here, and working the currents and working the speed of which this boat is drifting makes you a successful angler. For more great fishing tips, visit us online or find us on Facebook. I'm Maow Bear from FishingKaki.com, and until next time, keep jigging.